If you're familiar with cryptocurrency, you've probably heard of Vitalik Buterin. Buterin and a group of co-founders founded Ethereum in 2015, which has since grown to become the second largest cryptocurrency with enormous potential. A few more key founding members of Ethereum were also there. Charles Hoskinson was one of these members. Only a few years later, Hoskinson was at the helm of a fresh new project, Cardano, which was named after the Italian mathematician Girolamo Cardano. In this video, we will explain topics in the cryptocurrency world using analogies, stories, and examples. We are going to explain what Cardano is and specifically how it works and how Ethereum fits into play. First and foremost, what is Cardano? To keep things easy, let's start with a simple answer. Cardano is a cryptocurrency that works on the principle of proof of stake. Let's hear what the founder has to say about it to properly understand what it represents and why it's not simply just another cryptocurrency. In general, Hoskinson believes that cryptocurrencies will face three major issues. Scalability, interoperability, and sustainability are the issues at hand. Let's take a look at each of these points to see what the project's goals are. The first is scalability. This is a situation that Bitcoin users are all too familiar with. The network can only confirm about 5 to 7 transactions per second due to the block size of Bitcoin. This is still nothing compared to the Visa behemoth, which can process tens of thousands of transactions per second. Although the block size argument in Bitcoin has raged on for years, there is one topic that applies to all cryptocurrencies. What are the chances of this project succeeding? We actually want things to speed up as more users utilize the system, not slow down as many of them do, as Hoskinson stated. If the network is in use, it must accelerate in order to maintain consistency for its users. It meant that the functionality of a blockchain should scale linearly with its usage. Cardano solves this problem by employing epochs, which divides up who validates which blocks in the network. To be more exact, they employ slots, and any of the nodes, which are just computers belonging to a person's or an organization's that runs the blockchain, can be nominated as a slot leader. These phrases aren't necessary to understand it, but they are necessary for Cardano's proof of stake to scale. This mechanism is known as Ouroboros by Cardano, but because of its complexity, we won't delve further into it. The crucial point to note here is that slots may be further broken up, allowing the network to scale. Interoperability is the second issue. As a result, this is a very old technology issue. Consider the early days of wireless networking as an example. If you ever tried to set up a wireless network in your home, you're well aware that you'll need to connect your devices to a router in order for this signal to reach them. But what if you only have Apple routers that can only be linked to your iPhone? It wouldn't be very beneficial if everyone had to buy the same hardware for everything from the ground up and from the same brand. So how does Cardano ensure that crypto does not face the same issue? Well, it allows for people to easily bridge Cardano and other cryptocurrencies that use other blockchains by using something called the KMZ sidechains protocol. This is the crypto equivalent of being able to convert US dollars for Canadian dollars, euros, or other currencies. Cardano recognizes that it will not be the only cryptocurrency, and as a result, it is working on an interoperability solution based on bridges. The third issue is one of long-term sustainability. Now, if Cardano or any other cryptocurrencies is to hold a significant portion of our financial lives, we'll need a mechanism to ensure that the system remains operational. As a result, we don't always mean environmentally sustainable when we say sustainable, although many argue that Cardano is environmentally sustainable because of its proof of stake rather than proof of work approach. In the crypto world, there is a heated debate regarding environmental issues. Whatever the case may be, what we're discussing is the network's ability to keep the lights on, continue to improve, and maintain a strong development community. Cardano solves this problem by establishing a treasury that collects fees and distributes them to network contributors. In a nutshell, Cardano is a self-sustaining cryptocurrency with the goal of continually evolving. Now you'll note that the Cardano appears to be built with one goal in mind, and it solves issues in a highly sensible and logical manner. This is evidenced by the fact that it was named after an Italian mathematician, among other things. The ADA token is the one that truly has value and is utilized on the network. The blockchain is Cardano and the coin is ADA. The Americans with the Disability Act are not abbreviated as ADA. It stands for Ada Lovelace, a lady who is today widely regarded as the first woman computer programmer. Aside from name conventions, Charles Hoskinson has demonstrated a desire to address major issues using logical, reason, and problem-solving approaches. There is a lot of research being done, papers being created, and even peer reviews to seek third-party comments within the Cardano project. Some may even consider Charles to have built a cult-like following. However, he does frequently livestream and update logs to keep his audience up to date. Despite Cardano's distinct aesthetic and branding, you might be wondering how it differs from Ethereum. Well, we'll take care of that right now. We won't comment on specific disagreements or personalities, but according to the narrative, Hoskinson wanted Ethereum to become a for-profit company, whereas Buterin wanted Ethereum to remain a non-profit. In some ways, both of their wishes came true. Buterin stuck with Ethereum, while Hoskinson took a break, followed by a proposal. Hoskinson was approached by Jeremy Wood, a fellow Ethereum co-founder, about forming a for-profit corporation that would develop blockchain projects for businesses, governments, and even other groups. This business was dubbed IOHK, or Input Output Hong Kong, as a nod to the technical term and the city where it was founded. So what does all this have to do with Cardano? The major project of IOHK is Cardano as we presently know it. Despite the fact that both Ethereum and Cardano are smart contract platforms, they differ in a number of ways. The first is that Cardano has always been a proof-of-stake blockchain. This implies that instead of using Bitcoin's way of solving extremely difficult math problems to mine money, they validate transactions based on the number of tokens staked by the validators. So if you hold a lot of ADA, you can stake it and gain greater authority in the network than someone who only has a little. Ethereum, on the other hand, began as a proof-of-work network, but is gradually transitioning to a proof-of-stake chain. Another essential feature is that, like Bitcoin, Cardano is a deflationary currency. This effectively means that there is a set amount, and in case of ADA, that amount will be 45 billion total ADA coins, as opposed to Ethereum, which mints more and more Ethereum every year. From an economic standpoint, this would imply that all other things being equal, ADA should appreciate or gain in value more than Ethereum. That is, however, the closest we'll get to price speculation today. So let's take a look at where Cardano is currently utilized and what it might be used for in the future. Despite the fact that the cryptocurrency of 2017 was notorious for a slew of unsavory frauds, Cardano began with an initial coin offering, or ICO. Cardano demonstrated that it would be regarded seriously by thoroughly researching and testing its ideas. Following that, IOHK assisted the universities of Edinburgh and Wyoming with their blockchain and initiatives, and they went on to form other real-world partnerships. When we look at the Cardano's collaboration with governments of Georgia, the country, not the state, we can appreciate the breadth and depth of its possibilities. And they've decided to use Cardano and IOHK Enterprise Solution, Atala, to create an ID verification system. This is already becoming a little more complicated and outside the scope of this video, but they followed up in 2021 with an agreement with the Ethiopian government to utilize Cardano for student ID verification. Commercially though, its most impressive collaboration is with New Balance. IOHK has developed a road plan for Cardano's future, which covers 5 eras: foundation, decentralization, smart contracts, scaling, and governance. Each of these periods take on a new challenge and expand Cardano's capabilities with new products and services. It's safe to assume, regardless of the future utility, Cardano will always have a strategy in place. But that's all we have for Cardano for the time being. If you have any further queries, please post them in the comment area below, as Cardano is a large project with a large following. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and we sincerely hope that you learned something. And we hope to see you again in our next video.